हाउ एग्जैक्टली डू वी डू डिफरेंशिएशन? यहाँ पे एक चीज मैं फिर क्लियर करता हूँ, प्लीज ध्यान से सुनना। डिफरेंशिएशन क्यों करना है वो आपने कल अंडरस्टैंड किया। इंस्टेंटेनियस वैल्यू फाइंड करने के लिए वी हैव टू डू डिफरेंशिएशन। अभी आज मैं उसे ग्राफ से भी रिलेट करूंगा। लाइक एक ग्राफ में भी किसी पॉइंट पे हमें डिफरेंशिएशन की जरूरत पड़ती है। सो आफ्टर डूइंग कंप्लीट स्लोप आई विल बी एंडिंग अप विद अगेन विद द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन, राइट? ये करने के बाद फिर हम डिफरेंशिएशन अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे। सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द टॉपिक एंड आई रिक्वेस्ट जो लोग भी ज्वाइनिंग करते हैं वो अपने माइक्स म्यूट कर ले प्लीज। So let us begin with. So topic is slope. Our today's topic is slope. Right? तो पहले हम ऐसा देखते हैं, हमें क्या पहले से स्लोप के बारे में कुछ पता है? Do we know something about it? So let's start with. If we take a notebook and keep this notebook exactly horizontal like this, right? And place an object on it. Is that object going to slide or would stay at its own position? It stays at its position. Why? Because the slope was zero. There was no slope, right? आपने अगर कभी ध्यान दिया हो घर में बाथरूम हो या बाहर जो बेड़ा बोलते हैं इसे बेसिकली, वहां पे जहां भी वाटर का ड्रेनेज होता है उस ड्रेनेज की तरफ ना हल्का सा स्लोप दिया जाता है। Why? So that water flows itself towards that. So another example, when you go out of your home, most of us have a ramp outside. That ramp is something like this, right? Something like this. Going out of home, you go down the ramp and you enter into the home, go up the ramp. Fine. So ramp has got its own slope. This is zero slope. They keep on increasing it upwards. Slope keeps on increasing. So जिसके घर में slope लगभग ये है, easy है, मतलब ऊपर जाना नीचे आना या गाड़ी को भी ऊपर लेके जाना easy है। But जिनके घर में slope बहुत ही ज्यादा होता है, it becomes quite difficult अगर आपके पास टू व्हीलर है तो उस टू व्हीलर को ऊपर लेके जाना। So ये सब examples किस लिए? Just to make you understand that you already know what a slope means. और last एक और एग्जांपल देता हूँ, इंटरेस्टिंग एग्जांपल। आप वाटर पार्क में गए होंगे, वाटर पार्क में बहुत सारी राइड्स होती हैं, उनमें से जो राइड जितनी ज्यादा ऐसे करके होती है, यानी वो उतनी ज्यादा स्लांट है, उसका स्लोप उतना ज्यादा है। सो एडवेंचरस पीपल लाइक टू गो ऑन दोज राइड्स बेसिकली। तो आपको मजा आता है, एकदम से बहुत जल्दी नीचे आते हैं, बिकॉज स्लोप इज लार्ज, सो यू गेट मोर एक्सेलरेशन। स्लोप कम होता है तो कम एक्सेलरेशन मिलता है। सो दिस वाज लाइक यू नो स्लोप। नाउ लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द डेफिनेशन फॉर अ स्लोप एंड हाउ डू वी लर्न टू कैलकुलेट स्लोप। फाइन, लिखे प्लीज। स्लोप ऑफ अ ग्राफ basically defines the rate of change of physical quantity along vertical with respect to the physical quantity considered along horizontal. Right? Change in physical quantity along vertical with respect to the change, लिख सकते हैं with respect to change in physical quantity along horizontal. So I'll just say slope is calculated as change in physical quantity along vertical to the change in physical quantity considered along horizontal. Considered along horizontal. ये होता है स्लोप। अब ग्राफ की हेल्प से अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं। सी, let me consider a physical quantity x. X is basically position. X for me is position measured in meter. and T stands for time. It is measured in seconds. Position versus time. If I draw a graph like this, which is basically a straight line graph, and say 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can draw it along with me. So here 2, 4, 6, 8. Fine. X versus T graph. Time measured in seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. And the position changes as 2 meter, 4 meter, 6 meter, 8 meter and so on. So what I've drawn is, लिख दें आप star mark करके, to find slope of a straight line graph. Straight line graph. Fine. Maybe some of you already know how to find slope of a graph, but I just want कि एक बार मैं बिल्कुल scratch से आप सबको समझा दूं. So to find slope of a straight line graph, this is a straight line graph. So first thing we need to do is we should understand what is this. Change in position with respect to time has been shown in this graph. So as we just learned, what is slope? Change in physical quantity on vertical axis to the change in physical quantity along horizontal axis, right? Change of x with respect to change in time. So for me, the slope here is change in x upon change in time. ये आप मेरे साथ साथ लिखते जाए please. So the basic says delta x by delta t. Okay. अब delta x find करने के लिए मुझे इसके ऊपर कोई दो points pick करने चाहिए. So what should we do? We should pick our 2 points like O, and let me go for this A. O and A. मैंने दो points pick कर लिए ग्राफ के ऊपर. अब इन दोनों पॉइंट्स के corresponding मैं vertical change देखूंगा और horizontal change. I hope you can also see initial to final. Finally, x has become 8 and initially it was 0. Finally, the time has become 4 and initially it was 0. Change is always final minus initial. So if the line is drawn like this, time is increasing. This is initial, this is final for me. So it simply becomes 8 minus 0. 8 minus 0 upon 4 minus 0. 4 minus 0. That is 8 by 4. That is 1 by 2. Fine. So slope becomes 1 by 2. But do we need to put this as well? Let's look at it. This is in meter, so change is also in meter. This is in seconds, so the change is also in seconds. So meter per second should come out to be the unit. Meter per second. Hope it's clear? So बहुत ही आसान था slope of straight line graph find करना. दो points pick किए, उनके corresponding change in x upon change in t, that is slope. Now just see, does it represent some physical quantity as well? Look at the units. Meter per second. Can you think of some physical quantity whose unit is meter per second? I think you can. Meter per second is the unit for velocity. So can I say that slope of velocity time graph, kindly write down, standing from here, slope of velocity time graph represents velocity. Represents velocity. Fine. You could also understand कि velocity की basic definition क्या होती है? Delta x by delta t. So delta x by delta t is velocity. That's why the slope provides velocity. So next time somebody asks you, what is the slope of xt graph? The way of thinking, देखो आप में से बहुत सारे ऐसे हो सकते हैं जिन्होंने directly learn कर लिया, okay, the slope of xt graph is velocity, but I just suggest and request you, like initially एक बार ऐसे समझ लो जैसे मैं बोल रहा हूँ. If somebody asks slope of xt graph, think of delta x by delta t, right? that would pave a way जिसमें आप बहुत सारी अलग physical quantities को भी easily find out कर पाएंगे. So x versus t का slope delta x by delta t, which is velocity. That's why it comes out to be velocity. चलिए fine. अभी यहाँ पे एक काम करते हैं. I'll draw another one. See, I have drawn another line which starts from origin, but this time it passes through this point. Let me call this point as B. Right? Can you calculate the slope of this graph? And you can raise hand after solving it. I have taught you how to calculate slope. Kindly find the slope of this line and just raise hand. What's your answer? I'll call this as first, this as second. Slope of first and slope of second. That is equal to. Kindly raise hand once you solve it. Gitain. Okay, let me ask. Gitain Bharti Arora. Yes, Gitain, what's your answer?
So 3 by 2.
He says it is 3 by 2. His answer is 3 by 2. चलो जिया ने भी हैंड रेज किया. Let me ask Jia. Yes, Jia, what do you say?
So this is 3 by 2 meter per second.
3 by 2 meter per second. Okay. Fine, Chili, lower your hands. Let us see what the right answer should have been. Okay, come here. I have asked about this line. On this line, the initial point is O and the final point is B, right? Look at the change on vertical axis for this. इसके corresponding 6 मिल रहा है. तो 6 और यहाँ पे कितना है? 4. So that means the change is 6 minus 0 upon 4 minus 0. So the answer is 6 by 4, that is 3 by 2 meter per second. So I just suggest, like as you said, the slope is 3 by 2. Kindly start using the units along with. So the slope is 3 by 2 meter per second. So that immediately gives you an idea. अच्छा, जो मैंने find out किया, that provides velocity or change in velocity. Fine. So in this case, it was xt graph. Slope provides velocity. Fine. Very good. You tried well. बाकियों को बोलूंगा कि अभी मैं ना आज की क्लास में I'll keep asking some of the things. So solve and raise hand to answer that. I'll appreciate that. Fine. Can you now see 3 by 2, which is 1.5, and this slope was 0.5, 8, and this was 4. Oh, let me make a correction. Kindly, please. This was 2 meter per second. By mistake, it was written as 1 by 2. So 8 by 4 is 2 meter per second. That was the first case. Now talk about the second one, which came out to be 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is how much? It is 1.5 meter per second. 1.5 meter per second. Can you see the value in the first case was more than the second case? Which, I mean, the slope in the first case, this is first case, is more than the second case. So greater the incline of the line, more is the slope. This is what we should understand looking at the graph. Right. Let's do the next question. Now I want to draw VT graph. And let us calculate the slope of VT graph. So just try to think, what would the slope of VT graph provide? जैसे वो कोई पूछता है VT graph का slope, what should I think? Delta V by delta T. What is delta V by delta T? It is acceleration. So fine, let's start with this. V stands for velocity, meter per second, and T is time, that is measured in second. Again, it's a straight line starting with 0.5, 1, 1.5 to 2.5 in seconds, and correspondingly what I obtain here, see 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. So this is a velocity versus time graph. The values are as shown here, 0.5 to 2.5, and starting from 0, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 in meter per second. So calculate me the slope of this curve. Calculate slope, and which quantity does it tell? Calculate slope, and which physical quantity does it tell? Janya, okay. Yes, Janya, what's your answer?
Sir, it's 4 meter per second.
4 meter per second
Per second.
square, because on vertical axis we have meter per second, है ना? Second फिर denominator में आ जाएगा. चलिए, let's see. I'll solve it. Thank you. चलिए, let's all see. As for us, slope is equal to change in vertical, that is delta V, upon change in horizontal, that is delta T. Let us first choose 2 points. One O here. Now, which point do you want to choose? आपकी मर्जी है भाई, कोई भी point choose कर सकते हो. So I find it very easy. अगर मैं denominator में 1 consider कर लूं, so I choose this point as A for me. Okay, this point for me is A. Now, corresponding to OA, what is the change in vertical? The change in vertical is 4 minus 0. I hope everyone is able to understand it. इन दोनों पॉइंट्स के corresponding vertical change कितना है? 4, और horizontal change कितना है? 1. That is 1 minus 0. So the answer should be 4 meter per second square. Quite an easy question. Suppose at the place of this, I wanted to go for this. Suppose यहाँ मैं B लिख देता हूँ. I want to calculate slope using OB. No problem. Corresponding to OB, the vertical change is 8 and the horizontal change is 2. So once again, 8 by 2 comes out to be 4 itself. So आपको एकदम अच्छे से clear होना चाहिए. You can opt for any 2 points on this graph to find the slope. Hope it's clear. चलिए, fine. So which physical quantity does it tell? It represents, लिखिए star mark करके, slope of velocity time graph represents acceleration. Slope of velocity time graph represents acceleration. Okay, done. Now I am drawing another graph in this same. आप मुझे उसका slope निकाल के बताना जरा. This is the second graph. It starts from 2 and passes like this. This was 1, this is 2. Kindly find me the slope for the second one. And I expect the others to contribute now. Kare shabash. This now becomes the first one and the second one. Come on, raise hand. कौन waiting? Jia. Yes, Jia. What's your answer?
Sir, 5.3 meter per second square.
5.3 meter per second square. Okay. Thanks for answering. Gitain, that's okay, Gitain. Abhi main aur nahi le raha hu. Let us solve it. What is the answer? Second one, the slope again is change in vertical upon change in horizontal. We need to carefully see it started from 2 and for corresponding with this point, let me call it C, the vertical point is 10. So it has changed from 2 to 10. Agree? Initial 2 and final 10 on vertical. So should be 10 minus 2 upon. Look at the horizontal. Horizontal has gone from 0 to 1.5. So it's 1.5 minus 0. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 by 1.5. Can I write 80 by 15? 80 by 15. So 5 3s are 16. It comes out to be 16 by 3. To be more specific, 5.33 meter per second square. Very good. So the answer is 5.33 meter per second square. So I hope अभी तक सबको समझ आने लगा होगा. ये थोड़ा सा मैंने change किया because it appears comparatively more easy to do a question when the graph starts from origin. It started from here, but stick to the basics. First point, second point, corresponding vertical change 10 minus 2, that is 8, and horizontal change 1.5. That's okay. So it is 80 by 15, 5.33. Good. चलिए, इसका मतलब आपको स्लोप फाइंड करना आ गया. अब तो सब कर लेंगे ना. Let's do another one. यहाँ पे भी एक चीज और देखना चाहूंगा. फर्स्ट का आंसर कितना है? 4. सेकंड का 5.33. जस्ट सी, बाय लुकिंग एट दिस, वन शुड बी एबल टू मेक आउट कौन सी लाइन का स्लोप ज्यादा है, 1 का या 2 का. जस्ट बाय लुकिंग आई कैन सी 2 ज्यादा स्लांट है, सो स्लोप ऑफ 2 मस्ट बी ग्रेटर देन 1. इज इट? यस, इट हैज कम आउट टू बी ग्रेटर. तो फिजिक्स में क्या होता है ना, देयर वुड बी सर्टेन कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्वेश्चंस जिनमें आपको एग्जैक्टली स्लोप फाइंड नहीं करना होगा, बट आपको ये पता चल जाना चाहिए कि किस ग्राफ के लिए स्लोप ज्यादा है. सो जस्ट बाय लुकिंग आई कैन मेक आउट 2 के लिए स्लोप ज्यादा है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. दिस इज x in meter and time in second. It goes like this. This is 0. This is 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is position versus time graph drawn as a straight line, and the values are 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Find the slope and what does it provide? Kindly raise hand once you are done. What does the slope provide? Okay, Gitain wants to answer. Yes, Gitain, what's your answer?
Sir,
Gitain?
Sir, it's minus 1 by 2 meter per second.
Very good. And it provides?
Speed or velocity.
Okay, you can say speed. Yeah, better to say velocity because position के respect में velocity. Very good. Let's try this. सभी ध्यान से. Now, what is the difference in this graph and this graph? This goes upwards. As the time increases, it goes upwards. So it is a positive graph. The value of x keeps on increasing with time. So positive slope. Look at this. With increase in time, the value of x keeps on decreasing in the graph. So this has a negative slope. This is something that every one of us should be able to make out just by looking at the graph. Positive slope, negative slope. जैसे मैं घर के सामने रैंप का एग्जांपल दे रहा था. रैंप ऐसे होता है. When you go out of home, it goes downwards. Its slope is negative. But when you enter the home, it is upwards. Like it is positive. So let's find this. This becomes the initial point. Say this is A. This becomes the final point. Say this is B. Initial and final. Now ask yourself, what is the change along vertical? Change along vertical. So some of you may be saying it is 4, but they're not correct. Change is always final minus initial. final is corresponding to B, that is 0, and initial was 4. So 0 minus 4 upon final time is 8, initial was 0. So it's minus 4 by 8, that is minus 1 by 2. But what are the units? Meter per second. So right answer, it's minus 1 by 2 meter per second. I hope I could address की problem रही होगी, उन्होंने 4 by 8 लिखा होगा, but you need to understand when we say change, it has to be final minus initial. So in this case, final क्या था? 0 और initial 4. तो 0 minus 4 upon 8 minus 0. ठीक है? अब मैं ये कहता हूं कि अगर हम objective question कर रहे हैं, I can say this is a negative one. So how much is change? Negative change, minus 4 straight away. Minus 4 upon 8 gets me minus 1 by 2 meter per second. So this is velocity. Okay? Now, find the slope of this graph. This is velocity in meter per second versus time in second. This is say 10 meter per second. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 second. Can anybody tell what is the slope of this graph? Velocity versus time, a straight line parallel to time axis. Okay, I can see like now there's more contribution from you. Chalo, मैं बता देता हूँ. When you see this kind of a graph in which the quantity on vertical axis does not change, we can see that velocity is not changing. So change in vertical comes out to be 0, which appears in numerator. So change in vertical is 0, that's why the slope also is 0. So लिख दें, its slope is 0. Slope is 0. और स्टार मार्क करके लिख दीजिए, लिखिए, whenever straight line graph is parallel to the horizontal axis, then the slope is 0. Okay, even though we are able to calculate there was no change in velocity, but why to go into this second layer? We can straight away see it's a straight line parallel to horizontal, so its slope is 0, straight away 0, right? चलिए यहाँ पे मैं आपको एक होमवर्क दे रहा हूँ, आपको एक ग्राफ बनाना है जिसका स्लोप इनफाइनाइट होगा. प्लीज राइट डाउन एंड सेंड इट टू मी. अभी नहीं कर रहे हम, आप करके बाद में मुझे भेजेंगे. लिखें, ड्रॉ अ स्ट्रेट लाइन ग्राफ हैविंग इनफाइनाइट स्लोप. Draw a straight line graph having infinite slope. Fine. अभी मैम एक तरीके से स्लोप फाइंड करना हम सबने सीख लिया, जहां पे स्ट्रेट लाइन बनी होती है, whether the slope is positive, negative और जीरो, जहां पे डिफरेंट ग्रेजुएशंस कर रखी होती है एक्सिस के ऊपर. नाउ देयर इज अनदर वे, जैसे क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, they may simply provide you this is velocity in meter per second and this is time in second, and they just provide you like this angle is theta, so this is obviously a graph. How do we find the slope of this graph? Look at it carefully. Suppose this is initial point O, this is the point A, जिन दोनों को आप कंसिडर करके स्लोप फाइंड करना चाहते हो. ठीक है, अब हमने क्या तरीका सीखा था, आपको इसके कोरिस्पॉन्डिंग ये वाला चेंज कंसिडर करना होता है, लेट मी कॉल इट एज डेल्टा टी, और इसके कोरिस्पॉन्डिंग आपको वर्टिकल चेंज भी देखना होता है, लेट मी कॉल इट डेल्टा बी. आई होप यू कैन इजीली अंडरस्टैंड दिस. इफ आई हैव टू फाइंड द स्लोप ऑफ दिस स्ट्रेट लाइन, व्हाट आई नीड टू कंसिडर इज चेंज अलोंग वर्टिकल एंड चेंज अलोंग horizontal. So मैंने एक पॉइंट A पिक किया, उसके corresponding delta V and delta T. Can you see? जितना ये delta V है उतना ये भी है. So if I name it O, A, B and C. What is slope here? Slope here is this delta V, which comes out to be say OC. This OC is the change. Similarly here the change is OB. I need this change upon this change, OC upon OB. But can you see OC is same as AB? I'm just talking about the length. AB upon OB. Got that? This length is equal to this length upon OB. Now, you know, right angle triangle में आपने trigonometry के अंदर angles find करने सीखे होंगे. Sin theta, cos theta, tan theta. Can you see we in this triangle know the value of say vertical and base, perpendicular and base. तो कौन सा angle involve होता है? Tan theta. So can I say tan theta here is equal to AB by OB? If yes, that means slope can be directly given by tan theta. So just look at it again. This was the straight line graph. I took 2 points. I tried to see the vertical change and horizontal change. This and this is same. So in this right angle triangle, this change by this change, that is perpendicular upon base, can straight away be calculated by tan theta. Hence now I make a conclusion that slope is straight away calculated as tan theta. Slope is tan theta. Hope it's clear. तो आप प्लीज इसे लिख लें जिसका रहेगा. Slope is this upon this, which can be written as this. So as tan theta is equal to this, so the slope is straight away tan theta. Okay, if you're done with this, let me give you a question based upon this. That question is x in meter and t in seconds. This is for boy A, this is for girl B. This angle is given to be 30 degree and this complete angle is given to be 60 degree. Fine. A and B, xt graph, angles 30 and 60. The question is, calculate ratio of velocity of A to velocity of B. Kindly see the statement clearly. I have asked you to calculate the ratio of velocity of A to the velocity of B. And I have provided a graph between x and t. Dhananjay, just a second, let me explain, I'll ask you. So, how do I find velocity from xt graph? That is first thing I should know. To find velocity from xt graph, I need slope, right? Now, I am clear that I need slope, but how to calculate slope in such a situation? That is the second basic. So, kindly solve velocity of A by velocity of B is equal to what? Kariye shabash. Yes, Dhananjay, you can raise your hand once again.
Yes. V or EV?
Sir, answer is 1:3.
1:3 P. Okay, good.
So let's see. जिनको ये सब चीजें कम आती थी या नहीं आती थी, मैं उनके पॉइंट से पढ़ा रहा हूं, तो आप प्लीज लिखते जाएं साथ साथ. फर्स्ट थिंग वन शुड नो, लिखें, slope of xt graph provides velocity. This is first thing that one should know. Ab second, slope is equal to tan theta. So two things that one should know about this graph: xt graph slope is velocity and slope is tan theta. So let's solve it. Tan A by tan B. To calculate A, the slope is given by, it's tan 30. And for B, angle is 60, so it becomes tan 60. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3 and tan 60 is root 3. Tan 30 1 by root 3, tan 60 root 3. So the answer comes out to be 1 by 3. Because both are वेलोसिटी, सो कोई भी यूनिट्स यूज नहीं होंगी. वेरी गुड धनंजय, द आंसर कम्स आउट टू बी 1/3. ठीक है. अब आप में से कुछ ऐसे भी हो सकते हैं जिनको साइन थीटा, कॉस थीटा और टेन थीटा की वैल्यूज लर्न नहीं है. सो मैं एक काम करता हूं, आज आप लोगों को वैल्यूज लिख के भेजता हूं, एंड बाय टुमारो यू ट्राई टू लर्न दिस. साइन कॉस दोनों भेज दूंगा. टेन फाइंड करने के लिए क्या करना होता है? साइन अपॉन कॉस करना होता है. सो उसको भी यहां इन्वॉल्व नहीं कर रहा हूं, बिकॉज आज का टॉपिक बेसिकली क्या है? स्लोप. तो आपने सीखा पॉजिटिव स्लोप, नेगेटिव स्लोप, जीरो स्लोप. देन ग्रेजुएशन के अलावा जब एंगल गिवन होता है तो डायरेक्टली स्लोप कैसे निकाला जाता है? टैन थीटा की हेल्प से. फाइन. नेक्स्ट, अब स्ट्रेट लाइन से आगे बढ़ते हैं. इफ द ग्राफ इज नॉट अ स्ट्रेट लाइन, इट्स अ कर्व, देन हाउ टू फाइंड द स्लोप? राइट डाउन.